Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Talladega Superspeedway for the 32nd race of the Mountain Dew Photoman Cup Series season for 57 laps of racing in what will be the second elimination race of the chase. This is the third race of round two. Four more drivers will be eliminated after today, reducing the chase field to 8 drivers. Current drivers, and this is going to be. This is like 3 people that have, if I can form a sentence here that makes sense. 3 people are in the boat Adam Sampson was in yesterday. Those drivers are Michael Amato, Jonathan Zorlin, and Alex Gray. Amato is 20 points out, Zorlin 26, and Gray 27. As Colin Denton is 5 points out behind Martin Suarez. Martin Suarez, first driver in, 5 points to the good, just like Denton's 5 points out. So 5-point difference between those two drivers. Deanna Jones is 8 points to the good. Alexander Rowe, 10 points. Philip Parker, 15 points. Edwin Mendez, 20 points. And then these 3 guys are most likely good if Amato, Sorlin, and Gray have trouble. And they are Barker, Hoffman, and Gardner. Let me rephrase that. Amato, Sorlin, and Gray cannot gain enough positions to pass Gardner, Hoffman, or Barker in points. Which means, if Barker, Hoffman, and Gardner all have problems, if Gardner's the lowest finishing of the bunch and Denton gains enough points to pass him, that would knock them out. So Gardner, Hoffman, and Barker are probably the 3 that are almost, they're not completely locked in, but they basically are locked in to the next round. So Ford, the Ford-Chevy rivalry controversies heating up, and it's crazy. Here's your starting lineup, though. Alexander Rowe on the pole with Chris Dodd starting second. Eric Benson, James Qualls, row 2. Alex Gray, Zach Flickinger, row 3. John Arndt, Emmanuel Hartnett in row 4 with Charles Jackson and Peter Sands in row 5. As we prepare to go trackside for the command to fire the engines for 57 laps of racing.
All right, well, the fun doesn't start until we ask our drivers a question. Are you ready? Drivers, will you please start your engine?
So, 57 laps of racing, an extra 19 laps from what the Truck Series ran yesterday. These guys should have to pit a total of 3 times, I believe. That is if they went green all the way, so it should be an interesting race. Alex Gray won the second Daytona race. Zach Flickinger won here back in the spring in May. Philip Parker won the Daytona 500, and Colin Denton won at Armory. So we've had 4 different Super Speedway winners. We'll see if we get one of those 4 to repeat today, or if we'll see a 5th different Super Speedway winner. You know how crazy these tracks can be. Back to the Chevy Ford thing. You notice what happened at Sebring. Alex Gray got taken out by Dylan Young. Dylan Young, in turn, got taken out by Nico Tringali. And then later, to repay the favor of a chase driver getting knocked out, James Shelley and Zach Flickinger. I'm not sure if they still don't know if Flickinger just overdrove the corner, but it made it look like Flickinger turned Shelley into Denton and spun Denton out of the race. So that's what's going on. So Chevy and Ford controversy. They're hoping nobody does anything stupid today, especially at a high-speed track like Talladega. Pace car's down pit road. I'm really itchy for some reason. I don't know why. Green flag is out. We're on the way at Talladega. Just like trucks, we'll be keeping track of which Chase drivers leads laps today. There's Eric Benson looking for the race lead. Here comes Charles Jackson. He's been really good as of late. Looking to maybe get his third win today. Be the second driver to do that. And Jackson will lead the first lap up the race. We had our first caution of the day yesterday at lap 7. Then we had Johnny Gardner run out of fuel during pit stops, and those were the 2 cautions. So we'll see what happens with the Cup Series drivers. Last time we were here, we had, I think, 1 yellow due to a driver running out of gas. I think there was a wreck on the back straightaway. I forget exactly all the details. As Johnny Gardner will make a move for the race lead, trying to lead a lap. He is one of the guys to the good, but an extra bonus point could really help him out. And he'll lead the lap. Here comes Edwin Mendez, one of the drivers that's in the chase for both series. Mendez, another guy that's decently to the good, 20 points. As the real drivers that definitely have to worry are Suarez, Jones, Rowe, Parker, Mendez. Mendez not so much as Parker and Rowe. But, you know, Denton's really the only one in range, so it's going to be in immediate range anyway. If Amato, Gray, and Sorlin need the guys ahead of them to get in wrecks and for them to finish really good in order to advance to the next round. As Edwin Mendez looking for the lead on Gardner. So far only double wide, a little 3 wide. You know, these cars do not go as fast as the truck, so it's harder to get big runs. And now here comes Deanna Jones to the inside of Edwin Mendez. Who will lead the lap? It will be the 83. Another chase driver getting that bonus point side by side with Deanna Jones. As you see, these guys are pretty even. Out of the eliminated drivers, Nate Rogers and James Shelley currently are battling for the top eliminated spot. Nate has 3 points over James Shelley. Zach Flickinger is 26 points, I think, behind Nate Rogers, and then Sanford is 41 behind Nate Rogers. As now Deanna Jones will lead a lap at Talladega, as they are 4 wide. They're 5 wide almost, and Denton's one of them up there. Johnny Gardner's one of them up there. Oh, boy. But Deanna Jones gets a lap led. She needed that bonus point. LJ Toledo behind her. Here comes Philip Parker. As I just sat on the stupid control panel. I'm glad my other headset, the mic, wouldn't be as good for recording as clear as this one is. So I use this one to record races, and I use my other headset because that one has a digital surround sound, but the mic is way too close to my mouth, and there's no way to change that. So, but Jones looking like she'll lead another lap. Philip Parker right behind her. Nico Tringali is in 3rd. So Jones trying to stay in the race lead, trying to lead the most laps, maybe get another bonus point. They mostly single file up front, pulling away from the pack, and Nico Tringali will make a move to the inside of Philip Parker. And he'll get there. But pretty calm race so far, you know, 2, 3 wide all around. But these drivers doing a decent job just keeping the racing clean. As they have 50 laps to go here. Jones leads another lap. So I'm doing a tally thing here, so the leader has changed spots for several laps, and now Deanna Jones is the one staying up front as Austin Alves will make a move down low on Nico Tringali. William Brock will fall in line behind Alves. Last week's winner Samet Oskin 4th in line, then Fitzwater 5th in line. Toyota has been hasn't gotten a lot of attention, as it's mostly been Chevy and Ford that keep battling amongst themselves. Right now, it would be another 3 Chevrolet drivers of the 10 that entered the chase eliminated, leaving only Suarez, Rowe, and Parker against 2 Toyotas and 3 Fords? Yes. 3 Fords. If Denton were to be eliminated today, too. Now, if Denton passes Suarez, oh man. But speaking of Suarez, he's up in 3rd. Amato's up here. Sorlin's climbing up here. Alex Gray is also on the bottom, as Oskin will take the lead away from Deanna Jones. As we have not had a back-to-back winner in the Cup Series since Chris Dodd did it that one time way back in the summer. And now they are 3 wide for the lead. Here comes Martin Suarez to the inside. Michael Amato, Jonathan Sorlin, maybe they're trying to lead some laps. They need to get a bonus point for help. But they can't have that guy that they're trying to pass lead a lap. That defeats the whole purpose. That just puts them back even. So they try not to let Suarez lead a lap here. As much as you want your Chevy teammates to do good, you want to do good too. Amato's won 2 races this season. But it looks like Martin Suarez will lead this lap. We are on lap 10 coming to lap 11. And what the hell? Paper. So Suarez leads a lap 2 now. Jonathan Sorlin moves to the bottom. Amato moves up to the middle lane. Alex Gray down there. You can see him. There's Nate Rogers. Ace Fado. Flickinger now. Here comes Sorlin looking for the race lead. See, you get a little bit of a run and the speed sticks with this restrictor plate package for the Cup cars. And now here comes Alex Gray. He's trying to move up, maybe lead a lap. And Sorlin will lead it. A lot of chasers leading laps today. A lot different than the Truck Series. We only saw 3 chasers lead laps. So far we've had 5 chasers lead laps today, as Nate Rogers moves to the front. Now these guys should be within 5 laps of pitting for their first stops of the day. And now here comes Alex Gray. We talked about him. These guys need to lead laps. They need to gain points. Peter Sands looking low. Gets there. Does he lead the lap? And there's a caution? There's a caution. Alex Gray is the leader, so he just led that lap. Hoping there's no secondary. I just noticed that, what the heck, there's a caution out. Looks like these guys will sort it out. Oh, and Sekuli, Hartnett. Wow, Austin Alves, Charles Sanford's got mega damage, and Nick Smith. Let's hope these guys hit the brakes. Okay, yeah, they are. So first caution of the day on lap 12. That allows Alex Gray to hold the race lead. Now, if he comes out of the pits in the lead, that could really help him lead some laps. But let's take a look and see what brought out the first yellow of the day. All right, so here's what brought out the yellow. Sekuli and Hartnett, they're 4 wide, and they were angled wrong. Now, the trucks can do it fine because they give plenty of room, but the Cup cars, they got to be centered right like Toledo and Mendes are behind there, and Mendes and Sekuli and Hartnett aren't. Alex gets in the wall. Sanford, Tringali, and Nick Smith just had nowhere to go. And there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars up against the wall. Nick Smith got into it too. So these guys have some decent damage. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up retiring. Sadly enough for Amato, Sorlin, and Gray, none of the chasers in front of them were involved. But disappointing days for these guys back here. You know, they didn't want to get in a wreck, and they end up bringing out the first caution of the day. But with that, let's take it to the race restart. Getting ready to go back green flag racing. We'll have 16 laps down, 41 to go. A bit of pit strategy. Multiple drivers, most of the field pit first time by. Alex Gray and several others decided to stay out of lap. Gray got that extra lap lead. Then they came down next lap by. Peter Sands is your race leader. Nate Rogers second. Sorlin third. Shelley fourth. Alexander Rowe 5th, Flickinger 6th, Amato 7th, Goldberg 8th, Suarez is 9th. I think I see some front end damage. And Grayson Acevedo was 10th. And yeah, this front end damage on the 14. I don't know what happened to him, if he got in a run with someone on pit road or what. Only driver out of the race is Charles Sanford. Everyone else that had damage is continuing the race. So we have 41 to go coming to the restart. These guys will have to pit at least 2 more times. I believe 18, yeah. Because I know the most they can go is 18, 19 laps. So they're going to have to pit 2 more times still. But green flag is back in the air. We are back underway. So we'll see what the strategy does for Alex Gray and others. Remember, they're restarting behind cars with damage. And you can just see how spread out the field is because of this. We'll see who is damaged. You can see Sekuli clearly dropping back from the field. Nico Tringali. Barker's trapped behind the 8. So Chevy playing in games with Ford yet again. Oh! Whoa! Barker almost turned him! And he gave him a big push at the same time. So Barker telling Tringali, yo, you don't play with me today. So now he'll go to pass the 8. Austin Alves, you see his back end damage. Looks like Seth Cole and Fitzwater, they're up to speed. Oh, something's wrong with Philip Parker's car. He's off pace big time. I'm curious if there was a secondary incident that we missed on pit road, perhaps, but he's more off pace than the 31. Perhaps engine issues for the 4, not what they needed. Jay Barker's way back here. That is something that Amato and the rest want to see. Hoffman's 29th. Here's Alex Ray. He wants to be up front, though. The packs have split. Martin Suarez with his damage. Something happened to the 14. And everything seems to be playing into Gray, Amato, and Sorlin's hands right now. All the guys that they needed to have trouble is happening. Except for Caleb Hoffman and Johnny Gardner. There's Mendez. There's Gardner. You see, they are drafting up to the pack behind them, in front of them, just a bit. But right now, it's only an 18-car field right up here. Peter Sands continues to lead from the restart. It's Deanna Jones calling Denton on the inside line. Denton needing a good run. As we are a third of the way through the race as we complete lap 19. Sands continuing the lead. James Qualls in second. Came up short big time yesterday. Trying to look for maybe Another chance at a good win here. Sands continuing to lead Jones behind him in second place. Sands continuing to lead laps. He just can't seem to be passed today since that restart. And no one seems to make a move. I guess Jones and Denton are content. Nope, there she goes. Deanna Jones making a move to the inside. And now Deanna Jones will go for the race lead. Here comes DJ Curtis, Adam Rogers. They're going to make it 3 wide. 4 wide almost. The Sands is still up there, and I cannot... What the hell? And who led that lap? Because I was not paying attention. Oh, they're saying Adam Rogers did. Okay. Now the packs begin to merge. J.J. Barker's way back there. He's screwed right now. He needs a caution. 28 cars in this pack. And Parker and Sekuli are the slowest on the racetrack. About 4 seconds off pace, you know, but these guys with the restrictor plates, they don't go as fast. Adam continuing to lead. Adam, remember, I always say at every race, he was the Neymar Super Speedway King. We'll see how much that stays true. William Brock on the inside's got Johnny Gardner behind him. You can see Michael Amato, Edwin Mendez on the bottom as well. But Brock looking at the race lead. And Brock leads that lap just over Johnny Gardner. Gardner will move to the inside. Michael Amato behind him. Gardner has already led a lap today. And Amato might be looking to lead a lap himself as he peeks to the inside of Johnny Gardner. And they are just about 4 wide behind there. Gotta watch that 4 wide in the Cup cars. They could wreck it. There's Amato to the lead, trying to lead a lap. Looks like Mendes won't get to his inside, so Amato becomes the 7th chase driver to lead a lap today. And it looks like the only one that will not have that opportunity is Philip Parker. Something wrong with the 4 there. 15 points to the good over Colin Denton. 35 over Amato. 41 over Sorlin. And then 42 over Gray. So they are pretty decent. But they are running 41st right now. And if Alex Gray wins and you say 41st, you're screwed. You are screwed. And Caleb Hoffman, he's like, hey guys, I know I haven't led yet. I'm going to become the 8th guy to lead a lap today from the chase field. So all the chasers are leading laps, covering their asses today. Philip Parker, Alexander Rowe, Colin Denton, and Jay Barker are the only ones that have not yet led a lap. And they are going to catch Philip Parker and Joshua Sekuli soon. Here comes Gray. Here comes Sorlin looking for the lead. 3 wide into turn 3 on lap 26. Let's see. These guys should have about another 5 laps till they have to pit. And never mind, Jackson's coming down now. Benson, Rowe, and others. Saw Rowe there. Peter Sands looks like that was Tony Green. And do I see a caution flag? No, I'm seeing shit. Ooh, some other people had already pit. Toledo had pit. Ooh, Tyler Merkel came down. Or was he separated? I couldn't tell. Martin Suarez came down a lap earlier, so these guys apparently have less fuel than I thought, and per usual, traffic's going to get in the way of these guys pitting. As they'll pass Toledo on the high side. Some of those guys are going to actually lift. And here comes Sorlin and others. Alex Gray stays out. DJ Curtis with him. Caleb Hoffman too. Now, Gray's got to hope he does not run out of gas, because if he does, he will be screwed. I saw Johnny Gardner back there. He stayed out. William Brock. John Arndt by himself. Multiple drivers down pit road. Oh, and someone blew up. Tony Green is blown up. Coming out of pit road. Is there damage on this car? Yeah, he's got damage. Someone wrecked him. And they are running out of gas. Gardner's out of gas. Rowe ran out. Or no, he's coming off pit road. Never mind, I'm dumb. Alex Gray stayed out again? That's not going to work. Peter Sands got in his way. He couldn't pit. The 12 was in his way. That's going to hurt the 46 team. He couldn't get down. He's probably really mad. Let's see. He's still got fuel in the tank. Get down now. Get down now. Get down now. Hit the brakes more, man. Oh, someone wrecked in turn 3. Still green. Get to pit road. He can't get to pit road. Their cars are in his way. He's definitely running out of gas now. It's sputtering on him. He should have he really needed to come down the pit road that time by. And Caleb Hoffman's got back end damage. There it is. Engine just shut off. He should have just hit the brakes more. This is going to kill his chances at making the third round. And getting in the grass doesn't help, man. That shreds your speed. Gray will get down the pit road. As Tony Green has retired from a piston, he did have damage. Not sure if he got into Caleb Hoffman or not. Gray will make it down pit road. I'm looking for second place. Here it is. Charles Jackson and Grayson Ace Fatal are currently fighting for the race lead. Shit. And during all that, I forgot to tally up Gray's laps led. I don't know how many he led. He stayed out like a couple laps. I'm going to guess 5. Jackson is the new race leader, though. Fighting with Grayson Ace Fado. Sorlin's up here in the top 5. Trying to get a good finish. Wow, Nick Smith, who was in that wreck, is in 9th. Mendez 10th. Jones 12th. There's Philip Parker in 40th. Amato is 17th. Barker 19th. There's Gardner. There's Hoffman with his back end damaged. And here comes Alex Gray out of pit road. Really going to need a caution. very unlikely he'll get it. You see Alexander Rowe is way back here. Martin Suarez. So if Gray can't get a good finish, this is going to help guys like Rowe and Martin Suarez. Denton is 35th, so he's really screwed right now. I don't know what happened to him. And here's the final for the lead. 5 cars. I would think this pack would catch up eventually. There's enough of them. This is the 5-car field right now, racing for the win. Acevedo, Dodd, and Jackson are all looking for their third wins on the season. Benson would be looking for his first, and Sorlin would be looking for his second. Now Nico Tringali will be lapped here shortly. Now Alex Gray does have a decent amount of ground. He stayed out, but when he stayed out, he was in the draft. So these guys will catch, and Acevedo will go high. He'll catch pass first at the right spot. So Sorlin, Jackson, and the others will have to make evasive action. The secondary pack behind them is about 4 seconds back. They all had to hit the brakes, especially Eric Benson. This will stretch these guys out a bit, and it will help this secondary pack if they can catch Tringali in the right spot. Tringali actually might draft back up the speed. He doesn't seem to have any damage. But this stretches those leaders out. They're going to catch Austin Alves, who definitely is off pace with his damage. Sorlin, Dodd catching up fast to Acevedo. It looks like for now they're just going to lift. So 4 Chevys and a Toyota up here. And that secondary pack gained about half a second last time by. You can see they're trying to race towards them. If they do catch, that will make this 5-car pack a 15-car pack. And it looks like Eric Benson. Oh no, he'll hang on. They'll catch Alves. There's Alex Gray running by himself. Here's another pack. See, Philip Parker is actually now up to speed again. Or no, he's just getting pushed by the 19. So Parker can reach about 195 miles an hour. But problems with his engine, I think, have put him a lap down. Joshua Sekuli back here, another car a lap down with damage. The leaders have caught Austin Alves. Acevedo gets by first. That secondary pack gained another half second that last lap. In about 2 laps, it'll be 20 to go. And here comes Jonathan Sorlin peeking to the inside, looking for the lead. Do I got to start marking how many laps you lead, buddy? Nope, not yet. And secondary pack gained about 7/10 that time. So they're going to catch Andrew Rich. Let's see, Andrew Rich leads that pack. Looks like they'll catch Alves in a good spot. I think. Maybe not. No, they're going to get blocked. They all got blocked. That's going to hurt them. Bye. Sorlin up top with Acevedo as Benson leads the bottom with Dodd and Charles Jackson. And those guys behind them only get held up about 4/10, so they're still going to catch up. Next car these guys will catch is Alexander Rowe. Oh yeah, these guys are going to catch if they stayed single file. And there is a second pack back here. See, chasers in this pack again include Deanna Jones. So just Deanna Jones is in this pack for the chasers. These guys up single file. 20 laps to go at Talladega. As they catch Alexander Rowe. Oh, and they had the lift, and they have nowhere to go. They're all lifting. And that's really going to help that secondary group. Especially if Dodd and Ace Vado can't get by Rowe quickly. There go those first three. Now here comes Ace Vado. Here comes Dodd as this second group will catch up. Oh, and they're pitting again. Here comes Benson and Charles Jackson. They'll be pitting at 19 to go. Some other guy's going to join with them. As Sorlin stays out, Suarez is down. So Sorlin is leading as that second pack catches up. So Sorlin leads his second lap of the race. Now Gray stayed out the longest, so I would not be surprised if he stays out and takes the lead for a lap or so. He stretched the heck out of his gas tank. Where is the 46 right now according to the F2? 33 seconds back. As now Ace Vado will pass back Sorlin. We'll see who pits this time. It looks like Ace Vado will pit. Peter Sands coming down too. So not many takers this time by. As Adam Rogers will take the race lead. John Arndt had an awful race here in the spring. John Arndt was one of the best drivers at the beginning of the season, and their team just could not continue their consistency. But running in the top 10 again, haven't been able to talk about that team for a while now. As now remember, cars will come out, and people that try and want to pit aren't going to be able to. They might just run out of gas. Arndt's going to peek right down. I think he's trying to pit, so he'll get right there behind the 78. Or no, never mind. He's moving up too. As Shelley passes low, he's going to pit. So will Adam Rogers, Sorlin, and others. So Arndt stays out, and that gives the lead to Andrew Rich, who will move down past his teammate Zach Rogers. So Andrew Rich gets the lead a lap at Talladega. Here comes DJ Curtis. So Curtis, Rich, and Arndt are currently the top three that have stayed out. Johnny Gardner, fourth. Hoffman, Fitzwater, they've stayed out. More drivers coming out of the pits. Let's see who pits this time by. Coming to what would be 16 to go. So you got to try and stretch it long enough so that you can make it to the end. Rich and Curtis will come down. Arndt continuing to stay out. Now, if you got a caution, you would trap a lot of these guys a lap down. See, a lot of guys are pitting. Whoever can make it the longest on gas will end up winning this thing. Arndt's going to peak low here to pass Mendez. Arndt's still the only one who stayed out. See, Alex Gray has worked his way into the top 10. And John Arndt will pit this time by. I think. No, Arndt stays out. He's going to keep going. So 15 laps to go for John Arndt as he continues to lead the race. Where is Alex Gray? There's Gray in second place. There's the group that's come out. So Gray stayed out. See, he stays out this lap too. So Gray and Arndt can go the longest. And I think, yep, here comes Arndt. Arndt's coming down this time by. So John Arndt will relinquish the race lead and come down to pit. And now we will go to Alex Gray, who is also staying out. He'll catch Oskin here, and he lifts. And now he'll move low. But there's your lead pack back there. Jones, Shelley, Jackson, Benson, Ace Vado. Those are the leaders. And Alex Gray will come down to pit road this time too. Now we will go back to John Arndt, who is coming out of pit road. We'll lead this lap still as we transfer to 14 laps to go. So now the question will be who can make it and who cannot, because it seems the fuel tank can last 18 laps. And James Shelley will take the race lead. So Arndt will come out by himself. Shelley, Jackson, Ace Vado, Benson, and chaser Deanna Jones are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As they catch Sam at Oskin, they will slow down. No one else has retired since Tony Green blew that piston. And we'll see exactly who is and who is not a lap down. Oskin is running 35th. There's Alex Gray coming out of pit road, you see. He's down to 29th right now. There's Joshua Sekuli. There's Tyler Merkel. So more drivers will be caught and lapped as Ace Vado takes the lead. But here comes Deanna Jones. See Shelley gives any help to Ace Vado. As Adam Rogers, Peter Sanson, Jonathan Sorlin are drafting their way up to these guys. Or they were trying to until they caught Oskin. There's Jones making it 3. Oh, Shelley made it 3 wide. He got back to the bottom. Now, we could have a great battle between these 5 cars, but 5 cars isn't enough. And fuel seems to be on people's minds. They don't know if they'll make it or not. Might see some of these guys pit. As James Shelley does take the race lead. Those guys were 1 second back, but now they're back to 2 back. Sands, Sorlin, Adam Rogers, Arndt, Andrew Rich, and then the rest of this field that have just caught Samet Oskin, which includes chaser Edwin Mendez. So Mendez, Sorlin, and Jones are the highest chasers. Now Sorlin is 26 points back. You see Parker 39th. See, Sorlin's top 10. Parker's getting 4 points. Yeah, Sorlin's going to have to win this race with where Philip Parker runs if he's going to advance. So Sorlin needs to catch up to this lead pack. He needs to win. Deanna Jones is in good position since she is already good to go. Colin Denton, with where he's running, he is most likely screwed. He's 31st. Suarez is 33rd. So he's screwed. Amato, I don't think, is high enough. Amato's 25th. He won't do it there. And Alex Gray is 29th. So right now, Sorlin's the only one out that can possibly make it in. But he needs to catch up to this pack and contend for the win. And right now, that is not going to happen. Oh, they're holding, but they're not gaining. Now, they are catching Sekuli. If these guys get held up enough, it could help them. There is a secondary pack forming here. But see, just not enough for Amato. Hoffman and Barker aren't far enough back to lose their spots. See, Sorlin is just trying to push Peter Sands as hard as he can. 10 laps to go last time by the way. Jones would love to win. She'd love to be the first chaser to win. As they'll head across seas to Australia next week to Puco. As they catch Sekuli, nowhere for Deanna Jones and Charles Jackson to go. They're going to have to lift all the Chevys. We'll get around up high. Benson, Ace Vado, Shelley's going to get held up now too. He holds up behind Sekuli as Ace Vado pulls ahead. They'll catch William Brock next. And will eventually catch this pack of Denton Suarez and Denton Hartnett and Suarez. There's Alex Gray. Gray hoping for a caution here at the last minute. You know, he's got to have it happen before 5 to go to stay on the lead lap. But now here comes Benson. He's looking high on Brock. Ace Fado's going to look low. And they are side by side for the race lead. There's Jones. There's Jackson. Shelley. Peter Sands and Sorlin continues to push him. These guys right here, they're gaining fast. Jones and Jackson will go 2 wide, 3 wide with the 7. Ace Vado and Benson continuing to catch the slow cars in front of them. They could hold them up. They could help them. Benson can't make it on gas. He's pitted. So is Charles Jackson. This is what I was talking about. Strategy. Fuel is going to come into play. Can Jonathan Sorlin make it? He's still staying out. Sorlin needs to win the race to advance. Now remember, John Arndt has stayed out the longest out of anybody in the top 10. So if anyone can make it, it probably is him. Shelley side by side with Deanna Jones for second as Ace Vado leads to drafting up to the back of the 5 car. Remember, Alex Gray can make it a long ways. Him and John Arndt are the ones that are going to go all the way. And Ace Vado's pitting. Jones is pitting. Peter Sands, Edwin Mendez. None of them can make it. That moves Shelley into the lead. Sorlin up to second place. Suarez has pit. So he is down more positions. Oh, we were talking about Philip Parker, though. Shelley leading Sorlin. Getting a run, but Dodd and Adam Rogers have a bigger run. They're going to pop him to the outside. Adam Rogers has nowhere to go with Toledo in the way. We'll see who pits this time by. Coming to 5 to go. And Dodd, Nick Smith, and Sorlin are all coming down. They can't make it. So Shelley's going to stay out in the race lead, coming to 5 laps to go. Secondary pack behind them. Rich, Arndt. Those are the only other top 3 close to the race leader. And here come people coming out. There's Charles Jackson. But there's Eric Benson passing Peter Sands. The later you pit, the less fuel you have to take if you can't make it. There's Deanna Jones and Ace Vado. They are way ahead of Eric Benson. And they just came out of pit road 2. There's Sorlin coming out. Here comes James Shelley. Andrew Rich and John Arndt continue to stay out. They will be taking 4 laps to go here. They're racing side by side for the race lead. Toledo has already pit. He's right behind them. Now you begin to wonder, is there any chance Alex Gray can make it all the way and John Arndt can't? Because if that is the case, Gray would most likely inherit the lead. However, you also got to come into play and think. Is Gray racing with lead lap cars? And he is. See, he's behind people that have already pit. So Gray could not win this race. Andrew Rich is coming down. He can't make it. John Arndt's going to lead, coming to 3 to go. I don't know. Can he make it all the way on gas? Fuel strategy at a super speedway? Alex Gray would be the only other one who hasn't hit yet, but he's behind even Grayson Ace Vado. Arndt continuing to put more driver's laps down. Now, if Arndt does have to pit, he should only have to take a splash and he can get going. A splash would be enough to make it. He's not pitting. He'll be coming to 2 to go. He's going to stretch it. 2 laps to go for John Arndt. Let's look ahead of them. And here's the mess of cars. There's Sorlin. He's still behind Ace Fado and Chris Dodd. James Shelley is actually all the way up here in 3rd. So if anyone wins, it'll probably be James Shelley. There's Arndt. Coming to what would be the white flag. He stays out. He's going to stretch it all the way. Alex Gray appears to have pit. No, he stayed out. White flag in the air for John Arndt. There's Alex Gray. Him and Arndt are going to stretch it. They're going to make it on gas. It's just not going to be enough for Gray or Sorlin to make the chase next round. I don't think anyway. Where's the 48? Did I just lose him? There he is. He's right there. Dum-dum. Going into turn 3. I never would have thought. John Arndt and Alex Gray with the fuel strategy. It might have been accidental. It might have been on purpose. But John Arndt will win at Talladega on fuel strategy. Wow. And we have to wait for the rest of the field to go around a whole nother lap. And that race took me like an hour, damn it. Well, so John Arndt wins. Becomes the 23rd different winner on the season, I believe. Well, he finished last here in the spring, I think, and now he finished first here in the fall, so that's wacky. So we'll see as the rest of the results will pop up on the screen. I will try to figure out which chaser finished where, and the standings are official. Okay. Okay, let me see. Who finished where? Okay, so John Arndt is your winner. James Shelley 2nd, Chris Dodd 3rd, Nick Smith 4th, Charles Jackson 5th, Andrew Rich 6th, Adam Rogers 7th, Edwin Mendez gets 8th. Eric Benson 9th, and Alex Gray got 10th. Okay, let me see what else. Deanna Jones got 11th. Ace Sorlin got 14th. So Gray actually passes Sorlin in points. Gardner got 19th. Hoffman got 21st. Barker got 22nd. So the top 3 were all really close. Amato got 24th. Let's see. Denton got 29th. Suarez got 33rd. Rowe 35th. And Parker got 38th. Okay, so let me see here. Deanna Jones finished 27 positions higher than Parker, so she passes Parker and Rowe in points. So let's move Parker and Rowe down from 5th to 6th to that. Yep, so Suarez didn't gain enough on Parker or Rowe, so he doesn't move. Denton did not gain enough on Suarez. Amato didn't gain enough on Suarez. Sorlin gained 19 points, not enough. And Gray gained 23, which is not enough. So the 4 that were in elimination range coming in are the 4 that are eliminated. Colin Denton, Michael Amato, Jonathan Sorlin, and Alex Gray are done. Drivers advancing: Jay Barker, Caleb Hoffman, Johnny Gardner, Edwin Mendez, Philip Parker, somehow. Crazy. Alexander Rowe, Deanna Jones, and Martin Suarez. If my math is wrong, that's unofficial, but it should be right, because there's no way for Gray, Sorlin, Amato, or Denton to pass Suarez in points. And that's what they would have needed. So that's it. That's Talladega. I can't believe we had a fuel strategy. Was not expecting that. Congrats again to John Arndt, and I will see you guys next week at Puco for the first race of round 2 for the trucks and the first race of round 3 for the Cup Series. See you guys then.